What's going on, everyone? I just wanted to make a quick update before the show starts. You'll hear later on in the show, I had a bunch of New York and New Jersey YouTubers in a Google Hangout. All of us were on one single audio track, so there might be a couple audio quirks. Do me a favor, just look past that. We were talking about Niantic releasing the image of Squirtle with some sunglasses. We talked about them potentially trolling us, but since recording, this is real. Sunglass Squirtle Squad is coming to the game through field research on Community Day. So hope you enjoy the show, and make sure you check out all the YouTubers. What's up, Pokemon Go trainers? Welcome to episode 38 of the Lured Up podcast, the show where we take Pokemon Go way more seriously than we do ourselves.
True story.
This is true. This is true.
Today is Sunday, July 1st, 2018. We have a super exciting show. So much to talk about, and we're going to do it in a short amount of time. Time is money right now, because we had a long segment that we just recorded that went like twice as long as we had wanted it to. So, not that it's bad, it's just long. So we're going to be moving pretty quick through today's stuff. Today's show is going to be brought to you by patreon.com/gottawatchemall. Big shout out to our Lured Up supporter tier patrons, Keith, Matt, Brittany, Jessica, Terry, Mike, and JerZ-Jay has stepped up from the Discord level to the Lured Up supporter level.
Aww.
Good looking out, y'all.
Thanks, JerZ-Jay.
Yeah, so thanks to Jay and everyone else for supporting us. And also, we do have two new patrons this week that came in on Discord. POKéMON Joe and Alex, what's going on? Thank you so much.
Welcome,
Yeah, you guys rock.
We appreciate
like a
you.
Geodude.
POKéMON Joe slipped right into Discord and she was like, "This is how it is in here. I love you guys already." It was so funny. She was so good. So thank you guys so much. Check out our Patreon for $1 a month. You can get in on our Discord, and that's really where the fun is at. So check it out. Thank you. On today's show, we have a bunch of Pokemon Go YouTubers from the New York and New Jersey area. We just recorded with them. I put 7 YouTubers in a room in a Google Hangout, and we just kind of talked shop, talked about the community, talked about the game, and it was a lot of fun. And I hope to turn people on to a bunch of new content creators with this show, because there's a lot of really interesting and cool content out there, and the Jersey and New York flavor is so strong with these creators. I can really stand behind it. So we'll get into all that in a minute. The Safari Zone in Dotrmund happened this weekend. Did not start off good, so we'll kind of break down what happened and everything that went down through the weekend. Professor Willow's Global Challenge is happening right now, and again, that's part of the Safari Zone, and there was massive, massive spoilers regarding special research coming out at GoFest. So, we will forewarn you and put up a little spoilers bumper saying if you don't want to hear what's coming, you'll have an opportunity to fast forward to the end of the show. Guys.
Yeah.
There's new Shiny in the game.
Yeah.
Shiny Roselia.
Yeah. I got an incense going right now.
From what I understand, Adam didn't catch one. The Shiny Magnet.
I have caught so many freaking Roselias, and I've dropped incenses. I've ran around the mall. And then the mall is like a hotspot for, whatever spawn they're trying to promote or whatever. But lately, I've only gotten 1 or 2, and just a bunch of junk, and I have yet to get one. So my mom today, she's like, "Hey, meet me at my house. I've got your Father's Day gift or whatnot." I get there, and she goes, "Oh, by the way, I got this rose. It has a different color." I'm like, "Mom, where did you get that?" She's like, "Oh, I just got it at work." She brings it up. And I'm like, "Awesome, it's shiny. But why don't you have it starred?" Because she's showing it to me. She's trying to appraise it. She almost transfers it. I'm like, no hit the no button. Don't transfer it.
Don't they give you the extra warning? Doesn't it say, this is a shiny
I'm
one?
sure, but I didn't get that far. Because I was like, no, stop.
Oh, that's so funny.
So my mom, guys, has a shiny. And she plays this game probably as much as Ken and Melissa's son, Josh. So...
All right, but let's talk about Dortmund, because Dortmund is where all this where Roselia is coming from. There's a giant rose garden in the
like 3,000
Westfalen, Dortmund, Germany.
things.
Yeah, this big park. It's Westfalen Park, Dortmund, Germany. And yeah, there's this gorgeous, gorgeous rose garden. That's kind of where the Safari Zone event took place. And this event got off to a very bad start, to the point where it kind of shook the entire worldwide community of Pokemon Go, and everyone kind of was just like, oh shit, is this really happening? So, reports started coming in around 11 a.m., 12 o'clock, that people could not log in at the Westfalen Park. So everyone's like, all right, there's connectivity issues. Then all the games started lagging, like significant frame rate issues. So if they did get into the game, they couldn't get the game to function properly. Then they figure out that if you were to drop an incense, there was a bug in the incense code that would break the game and prevent you from being able to log in for hours, even if it had nothing to do with connectivity, just because there was something going on with the incense. So all this bad shit was happening in Dortmund. And, the event didn't even really get off the ground yet. Like, the global challenge for the States hadn't even, it didn't even come into play yet. So, yeah, once the reports of all this bad stuff kind of started coming through Twitter, everyone's like, oh, my God, GoFest. That's immediately where my mind went. It was like, if they don't have their act together for the Safari Zone, what does this mean for GoFest? And it scared the shit out of me, because it's like, you would think that they would over-prepare. But, when we were just doing this roundtable discussion, we'll get into it in the middle of the show with these other tubers. We said, look, with GoFest, they're selling a finite number of tickets. They know how many people are going to be there. Where the Safari Zone, you don't know. It's open air. People just show up. So maybe they had more people than expected. Maybe I don't know. I don't know exactly what happened, but there was a complete meltdown of connectivity and gameplay centered around Westfalen Park at the Safari Zone. So what Niantic started doing, and they were much more successful with this than they were with Chicago last year, was they started, getting people out into Dortmund, and they said, look, we're going to increase spawns over here. We're going to, all the spawns that are in the park will also be in the downtown. They started strategically placing raids in succession, kind of pointing people away from the park. So they would do a raid, and then the next raid would take them a little further in downtown. The next raid would take them a little further downtown. And they ended up spreading the load. And I think by the afternoon, they pretty much had everything together. They had their act together. But holy shit, another unsuccessful launch of an event, which is not a good, does not leave a good taste on a lot of fans' mouths after, potentially traveling to another country for an event and having it not really work out. So, ouch. That sucks. That really freaking sucks. And Niantic was good with communication. They started, letting everyone know what was going on. And then they even tweeted saying that later this week they're going to have a European-wide event to kind of make up for the crappy performance that the game had during the first day of the Safari Zone. Now, the Safari Zone was Saturday and Sunday. It was much better. The game ran, much better in day 2. So, but that day 1 was still pretty much a wash. So, Adam, can you imagine traveling internationally and then having the event go south again? Like
right? That's like spending like thousands of dollars to get to, Japan, and then all of a sudden, no, the game doesn't work. What?
Yeah, that's really rough. Like yeah, it sucks. But there was a lot of good stuff that came out of Dortmund that, people that weren't at the event could take advantage of. There was new boxes that are on sale. These are boxes, none of them contain raid passes. They're really promoting what's going to be happening with Friendship and the Alolan Eggs, where this is all about incubators and lucky eggs. Because as part of the global challenge through the Dortmund event, there was different tasks. We talked about it on last week's show, where the tasks that you had to complete were at Safari Zone, they had to do 100,000 research tasks, and then they broke up regionally the rest of the world into 3 regions. They each had to do 5 million research tasks. Well, we demolished that. So all the bonuses and all the stuff that can be unlocked because of this event, you guys now, as you hear this podcast, are experiencing right now. Because starting tomorrow, we are going to have triple catch XP, double raid XP, triple hatch XP, and 1 hour lucky eggs.
Oh, you
So
owe
we
me
complete-
incubators, son. You owe me
Man, they are pushing
incubators.
this XP.
For real.
Yeah, no, I'll get you some incubators. Well, actually, where we were talking about the boxes, the Ultra box is like a 60-something% discount. So it's I think it comes with 12 Ultra incubators, and the box is $14.80, and then plus it's coming with all these lucky eggs and all that other stuff. So all this stuff unlocked. Each event had this bonus reward, and this is the coolest shit. They're just kind of making this so unique. So the bonus reward is they're dubbing Saturday, July 7th, Articuno Day. They're giving every player in the game 5 free raid passes.
What?
Articuno is going to be available for a 3-hour window on Saturday, July 7th. They said
That's like an
the availability...
Articuno Community Day.
Exactly. So they haven't announced the times. Everyone's thinking that this is going to follow the same time window as Community Day. This is the day before Community Day, day before Squirtle Community Day. But the kicker to all this is that Shiny Articuno will be available, but only for those 3 hours.
Oh my god.
So you have 3 hours to get out there and wafu as much as you possibly can to do as many of these raids. And
I know, and luckily I have to work that day.
Oh, me too. Me too.
Not me. I will be out raiding.
Well, and I would imagine that during those 3 hours, every freaking gym in the game is going to be an Articuno. Like, I can only imagine
Oh my
how
god,
many.
I gotta save my potions.
Yeah, you'll be fine. All the gifts, you'll be fine.
Yeah, I'll send you some.
Right.
Don't worry about it.
Yeah, she just has to open them.
Well, I don't have any room in
Right?
my
I
bag
know.
because somebody spent my coins.
She's always blaming me for something.
I'm gonna blame you for everything.
It's only 200 coins. It's only 50
Do you know how many
spots.
coins I have right now? 12.
I don't know. Did you put anything in gyms?
No.
Okay,
there you go.
so you can't complain.
Actually, no, I did put something in a gym today. But you know what? For this entire weekend, I really wasn't able to play because Pokemon hates me. I was at the most amazing place ever that had like mad...
Dortmund?
Huh? No.
No, it was a joke.
But I was at an amusement park and it had crazy amount of stops. And my game just didn't want to work. I loved it. It was fun.
You loved it. It was great.
It was great.
Sounds like a great
I
time.
know.
No, so there was a lot of good that did come out of Dortmund for everyone that wasn't there. So thank you, trainers, for dealing with that. So we could have all these great bonuses. I mean, the photos of the event were amazing. The amount of people, I think they said it was something like 50,000 people. So it was pretty wild to see that many people packed in together and playing in the park, and then ultimately spread into Dortmund. And Dortmund is, from the photos that I've seen, it's a pretty awesome city to explore. So I'm sure everyone there made the most of it because it was a cool town to experience.
Quickly before I forget, in order to get the 5 free raid passes, you need to spin a photo disc.
Yes, you do. And I think you have to spin one at a gym. Yeah, obviously.
Yes.
Yeah. So you spin that. Now, Terry Wolf in our Discord brought up a fantastic point. So the last time they did a free incubator promotion where they said, hey, for the next 7 days, your first spin of the day, you'll get an incubator. They failed to tell people this wasn't going to start until their normal 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time window. So people were waking up at 8 o'clock in the morning, spinning a stop, and then not getting their pass and being like, what the fuck? We learned that the free incubators didn't start until 1 p.m. PST. So then if you spin a stop after that and you've already spun one for the day, you're not getting that initial first spin bonus. And then people lost their first incubator of the promotion. So Terry Wolf was like, don't spin a disc until we know the event is started. Probably wait till 1 p.m. PST, because can you imagine like being all amped up for this and then Niantic having an issue where people spin the disc in the morning, they don't get the stop, it triggers at 1 o'clock, and then you spin the disc and then there's nothing you could do. You don't get your passes. Ooh,
I'd be pissed because that would happen to me.
I would highly recommend sticking to social media. We'll be promoting and we'll publish whatever news is out there of if this is working and when it's safe to spin, because I could only imagine the amount of salt coming from the community if people are lose their raid passes over a glitch. That would be so shitty. But Shiny Articuno, man, that's good stuff.
Yeah, I need that. I need
That's
that
good
in my
stuff.
life.
Yeah, how are we going to get that, Ken?
Lunch break? I don't know. It's gonna be a tough one. But we'll see what happens. You know how we're gonna get it? Trading. That's how we're gonna get it.
Yeah, that's so they can feel good about giving us a 3-hour window.
I traded Melissa an unknown today.
Yeah.
What?
So that was her first one. Because we're great friends, it only cost 16,000 Stardust. Not bad.
Yeah, it wasn't
Not
terrible.
bad at all. Which was cool. What did you give me in return? A Pidgey?
No, I gave you a Shelder.
A Shelder. Yes, that's right. All right, we are going to get into a spoiler section right now. So what I'm going to say, probably give it 10 minutes before coming back to the show. I'll keep an eye on the clock because this is some heavy-duty spoiler stuff. If you don't want to hear it, skip ahead 10 minutes. But our buddy Chrales over at Pokemon Go Hub dug up some interesting stuff in the code. And here it is, folks. Celebi will be released at Pokemon Go Fest as special research. And it is going to be a Pokemon Go specific quest line.
I hate you guys.
We're assuming, for Melissa's sake, that after Pokemon Go Fest, they're going to release a worldwide version of the Celebi quest. But Chrales was able to dig up the exact language that Professor Willow would say to you during each of the stages of each quest and kind of gives you an example of saying, hey, we're in the park. And you could tell he's talking about Go Fest. So it's a 5-stage quest. There's going to be unknowns that are going to be spawning. We're assuming they're going to be spelling out Celebi. And the unknowns will be related to the quests. So we're going to be catching unknowns as part of the quests. Plusle and Minun are also involved with the quests. And after 5 parts, we'll be coming home from GoFest with Celebi.
I don't like you.
I'm so sorry, Melissa.
I just neither one of you I don't like right now.
No, but they're gonna have to release this worldwide post GoFest, and I'm assuming that that's exactly what's gonna happen because they've been sitting on this Mew thing forever, and it's just kind of sitting stagnant. So the community will revolt, and even if they say we're gonna be releasing it on Monday morning, there's still going to be a full-blown revolution from, Saturday to Sunday as this is going on in GoFest.
See, now I wonder how that's going to happen, how that's going to work with Mew, because I know people, like, for one, I haven't cashed in my Mew yet, right. And I know someone who still can't get their Ditto.
Damn.
Yeah.
Well, oddly enough, they said at GoFest and during the GoFest window, Pokemon such as Phoebus and Ditto will be more plentiful.
Yeah, but that doesn't help us that aren't going to GoFest. Will it?
It will help you get through your Mew quest because Dittos are going to be around.
But even if you're not at GoFest?
Yeah, I'm saying worldwide there's going to be increased spawns of Phoebus. I think they said a couple other Pokemon, but Ditto was in there. So a lot of people are going to be able to finally get their hands on a Ditto. And I've been sitting on a Ditto research task for Rare Candy forever. Like, I haven't caught a Ditto in probably since the Mew quest that I know of.
Yeah, actually, I haven't either.
But Celebi is coming. This is pretty big news. So, Adam, what do you think of that?
I'm excited. I want to
cool,
time
bro.
travel.
He's excited. He seemed it.
I'm sorry. I'm a little bit excited.
He can't contain
Just a little
himself.
bit. I can't contain myself.
No, I'm
just repeating what you're saying. I'm sorry.
If I'll link in the description to the article on GoHub that shows like what Professor Willow says during the quest. And it's actually really cool and really plays into the long lore and the old school lore and canon of Pokemon and what Celebi is all about as the guardian of the forest and all that. So it kind of plays into the lore, which I thought was really cool.
Yeah, he even uses the term yowzers. Yowzers.
Oh my god.
Can you just imagine him saying that? Yowzers, trainers.
Well, I don't have to.
I just stubbed my toe.
I don't need to picture Professor Willow doing it because I have Professor Adam doing it.
Yes, I have a PhD in stubbing toes.
Yowza! All right, we got a couple miscellaneous news that we'll get through, and then we're going to cut into our madness of the Google Hangout that we did with all the tubers. But Community Day prep is going on right now, and there's a good chance that Niantic is trolling us. They put out an image showing Squirtle standing on the beach with a set of sunglasses in the sand in front of them. And they say something to the effect of, get ready for Community Day. There's going to be plenty of Squirtle. Don't forget to bring your sunglasses. So they're playing to the Squirtle Squad thing. A lot of the tubers have grabbed onto this and said, hey, Squirtle Squad is confirmed. I'm not going as far as saying it's confirmed, but they're either trolling us hard or they're actually going to pull this off. And then Melissa brought up a good point, like, well, what are they going to do? They're going to have both sets of glasses? And then Adam's like, well, are they all going to be shiny? Is the glasses going to be like...
You know what? I was just thinking, you know what they'll probably do? They'll probably make the shiny Squirtle with the main glasses, with like the glasses with the slant on the side. Yeah. That's what I'm thinking they're going to do. It's probably too much for them to do the two different glasses. And I would be honestly happy with the one shiny with the cool glasses, like the main glasses.
Or what if it was like they were two different shinies you could get? One was the sunglasses and one was the actual shiny. Because imagine trying to transfer 150 sunglass wearing Squirtles. Fucking nuts!
But yeah, no, there's a real good chance that Niantic is trolling us and none of this is going to happen, but I could see every shiny have the sunglasses and that's all it is, but who knows? Maybe they do shinies with, shinies without, non-shinies with, non-shinies with. Yeah, I don't know, but if they do it, I'll definitely give them a tip of the hat because they'll definitely listen to the community. So hashtag Go Squirtle Squad. I hope it happens.
It needs to happen.
Melissa, what's this new July research breakthrough?
Oh my God, it's available right now.
Is it really? Because tomorrow I can get a box.
Well, there you go.
Yes!
Oh my God.
So the July research breakthrough is Snorlax, and not only is it Snorlax, but it's a Snorlax with the legacy move Body Slam, which is the better normal move. It's better than Hyper Beam. So it's so funny because
God, I'm gonna die.
I know people that have held on to their Snorlax with Body Slam. Like, I hold on to my legacy move Pokemon if I can. I don't actually have a Body Slam Snorlax anymore. But people that have been holding on to one to say, like, hey, when trading comes out, I'm going to have a badass Snorlax to trade. Now they're like, shit, it's not worth anything now. But Snorlax is the research breakthrough for July. Now, people were saying, hey, is the shiny going to be added? And Snorlax has already been out for the full day, and a lot of people have caught it, and there's been no shinies reported. So I could pretty much rule out that shiny Snorlax is going to be added to the game. But that notwithstanding, if you play your cards right, you could end up with 4 Snorlax by the end of the month. Remember, they can't run, so pine up every single one of them. If you grind them all up, you're going to end up getting 28 Snorlax candy over the course of the month. So that is huge because Snorlax candy is something that I'm always short on, and I'm constantly walking my Snorlax because I have so many that I want to power up. So this is good news for Melissa.
Yeah, buddy.
It's the best news.
The picture of Snorlax that they used in the promotional image, I got to put it in the thumbnail, but it is so great. It's like Snorlax looks so happy. He's just so fat and happy. I love it. It's the greatest.
I love my Laxy. He's just the cutest Pokemon ever. He's just so big and fat and lazy. I just love him. He is my soul child.
He's my spirit Pokemon.
He is.
I said that to someone in the Discord the other day. I was like, he's my spirit Pokemon. Niantic flew a bunch of the YouTubers out to Germany for the Dotrmund event. They all have sponsored videos up now, but...
Did they fly reversal?
Yeah, they flew reversal. Come on. Well, he had the shortest flight.
Oh,
they were like, this isn't going to cost us anything. We'll just send them a train ticket. Come on.
No, but Trainer Tips actually put some behind-the-scenes stuff in one of his videos. They're doing like this big video production with all the tubers. So you can imagine that at GoFest, there'll probably be some B-roll, pre-made B-roll, like they did last year with Trainer Tips at GoFest. But yeah, they flew them all out. They flew Holly out. They flew Yamada from Japan. So they're bringing people in from all over the world. So it's pretty cool. With the Pokemon Go Travel that they did last time with that really awesome video series they did, it'd be cool to actually have people that are connected to the community. That was one of the biggest pieces of feedback from last year during the Pokemon Go Travel. They say, yeah, this is great that you guys are doing this. I just don't know these people, so I don't have an affinity to them. I don't have a connection with them. So maybe if they do this new Pokemon Go Travel series where they fly them out to all the summer tour events and they send them to Chicago and then they send them to Yokozuka for the fall event or the late summer event, and then they have this video series out on YouTube through the official Niantic channel, but it features the YouTubers, I think that a lot more people would watch it because there's a connection there. So that's what I'm guessing is happening. The friendship bug is still a thing where friendships don't line up. It is starting to correct itself. There was, I believe it was Mr. Six Gaming put out a video showing kind of a fix to this where if the person that had the lower ranking friend opened the gift first on the day, it would kind of catch them up. But I've seen this all over the place where Melissa was showing that she was great friends with me on her phone, but when I was looking on my phone, it was just good friends with no progress into the second, heart at all. So it was a complete mess. It's still going on. So hopefully they get that worked out. But, now having great friends, it's pretty awesome getting the extra bonuses at raids and stuff. And I do want to do a little promotion here. We do have an awesome lineup of guests coming on the show over the course of the summer. Once GoFest is over and done, we're going to be having Pope Dave, Zoe Two Dots, Hybrid Mongoose, James from Pogo NYC, Panda Man. I'm working on getting Sparky Joy. I really want to get Sparky Joy. I love her content. Want to get her on the show. We're working on Dark Matter Wolf as well. So we're trying to get a bunch of people to come on the show this summer, but Pope Dave, Zoe Two Dots, and Hybrid Mongoose are booked, and this is going to be a really excellent summer. So if there's any tubers or influencers out there that you guys are interested in that you would like to hear on the show, reach out to them. Let them know, let us know, and we'll try to make it happen. All right, so let's cut over to our Google Hangout that we had with the New York, New Jersey YouTubers. They were a lot of fun and genuinely sweet people.
Yeah, they were good peeps.
Not what I expected at all. There's yeah, I'm from the Bronx, you know what I'm saying? It's like they were all sweethearts. I loved it. It was so cool, and I'm really excited to introduce them to you if you haven't seen them before. But please make sure you check out the link in the description for each channel. Go over there, sub, hit the notification bell, do all that good stuff, and check out their content because there's a lot of good stuff going on. And, everyone could use a little New York, New Jersey flavor in their lives. We're different. We're different up here. So, all right. So check out the interview with the group, and we'll be back in a minute.
I play Pokemon Go every day. I play Pokemon Go.
All right. What's going on, everyone? I'm so excited. I have an entire gaggle of New Jersey and New York-based PokeTubers in a Google Hangout right now. Everyone just make some noise. Woo! Yeah. I told you, we just blew the speakers off the walls. It's awesome. So I was fortunate enough to see a flyer on Twitter for a New York, New Jersey Pokemon Go YouTuber meetup in Saddlebrook, New Jersey. This is probably an hour from where I'm at. So I'm like, holy shit. I'm going to this event. I'm infiltrating this community here, and I'm getting in touch with everyone, and I want to talk about this event. So on the show today, this is who we have. We have IRL trainer Matt. What's going on?
What's up?
We got Victoria from Mrs. Mime 100.
Hey, how's it going?
We've got Kira and Jason from Yucky Ducky Gaming.
What's up, everyone?
Hello.
Teddy and Kim Burr. The Burrs are here.
What's good, guys? Happy to freaking be here.
And Will from the Will Rock Network is here.
How you guys doing? What's up?
Oh, awesome. All right, so we have an exceptionally diverse motley crew of Pokemon Go content creators on the show, and I couldn't be more excited. And what I want to do is just take a minute to kind of go around the room. Everyone can introduce themselves, introduce the channels, and once we kind of figure out what everyone's all about, we're going to talk about the game briefly, and we'll go from there. So let's start off with Matt from IRL Trainer. Tell me about you. I was watching one of your videos, and you were playing in Keyport. Now, Keyport is a location that I talk about on the show all the time because we play there very frequently. We've gone to their community events and, done the movies on the water and all that stuff. And it's like, so I'm watching the videos. I go, this is so surreal to kind of see this. So introduce yourself. Let us know what you're all about.
Well, to start off, I do love Keyport. Keyport is like my favorite spot to go. It's just the place where I see the most familiar faces. And everyone over there is so supportive of my channel and just of Pokemon Go in general. So I love recording over there. And as you said, my name is Matt. I come from Sayreville, New Jersey. I grew up here. I've been here all my life. And so I started the channel because I kind of just wanted to add a little bit more, pizzazz to Pokemon Go for myself. And I was obviously inspired by the big YouTubers. So Trainer Tips, Mystic, all those people. And I just obviously looked up trainer tips to find something out one day, and then I played Pokemon Go every day since. And my girlfriend is just so supportive, and she's like, "Why don't you pick up a camera? You're great at this and this, and just combine it." And I got really nervous thinking about it, but then once I picked up the camera, I really had fun with it. I loved editing, and I think that's my favorite part about it all is editing. So now I just produce like informative videos. I try to do, the latest updates and try to just, bring some fun and love to Pokemon Go. And I do that with my community. They love to get in on the action. And, so I'm going to keep doing this, and I'm going to keep moving forward. I'll be covering the Chicago Pokemon Go Fest, and I just look forward to all the opportunities that the game brings to like my life.
Hell yeah, man. That's awesome. That's a beautiful thing. Now Melissa she doesn't like Keyport too much, right?
I'm trying to bite my tongue so bad you don't even know.
She has the worst luck with the internet. So let's let the internet in here. So I'm going to preface to you guys. So I love playing in Keyport. I love being out by the water. And
it's
Melissa,
fucking bullshit. It's fucking bullshit. I have no fucking service, and every single time I try to turn the game on, the shit just crashes. And Ken's over there, and he's catching mad shit. He's just like, "Oh my god, here's a spawn, here's a spawn," and I touch it, I just got the circle of death. Spinning.
We're on the same phone plan, you know what I mean? Like we have the same service, but for whatever reason, she has the absolute worst luck.
I hate it.
Well, isn't she on Android and you're on iPhone?
Yeah, well, yeah, but that's another chapter.
But here's the kicker: I love being in Keyport because the area is amazing. Like that waterfront that you walk and it's got all the stops. It's like so nice. I just really wish the game would work for me. It'd be nice.
All right, so that's Matt, IRL trainer. Now we have Kira and Jason from Yucky Ducky Gaming. I gotta say, and I'm sure this is a lot of the first question you get is like, "What's up with the name?" Like, this is great.
Well, we originally started a channel with just like the kids. I've got 3 kids, and they wanted to make silly YouTube videos, so we were gonna like give them gross things to drink.
Aww.
And film the reactions and everything. And my youngest daughter actually came up with it. She was like, "Let's call it Yucky Ducky," because their faces are all like yuck and stuff. And they were like 5 or 6 at the time. And then we started making Pokemon pack opening videos for the card game. And then sort of last summer, we just started to make Pokemon Go videos, sort of more every week kind of thing. And that's when our channel sort of found its footing, and it was a lot easier and cheaper than opening up Pokemon cards.
Adam knows all about that.
I know. I do an Insta Booster every Monday, and that's tough enough.
Like $20-$30. So I'm like, let's just make Pokemon Go videos. It costs nothing.
That's awesome. And where are you guys from?
We're from the Somerville area, around in New Jersey, Central Jersey.
Yes, Jersey represent.
Yeah, as rural as it gets out here. There's there's not a lot of Pokestops. There's a few gyms, and I think that's great for me playing the game, because you really rely on your counters when you're raiding. You've got maybe 7 or 8 players, whereas if you go into New York, you're in a lobby with 20 players. So out here, you really have to think about your counters when you're going into raids, and you have to max out your counters as well. So I think that's going to help.
Yeah, well, the new friendship system is going to really help you. Once you start getting some damage boost across your parties, that'd be really nice.
Yeah, well, not only that, but all these gifts I'm opening from all these all my friends.
Dude, I've never deleted so much good stuff.
Giving us items, yeah. So that's us, yeah. We make a lot of like father-daughter videos, and then my 2 younger kids play too sometimes, so they're in some of our videos as well.
That's awesome. Yeah, Melissa and I have a 9-year-old son. Adam has 2 kids. So, we may talk like truck drivers, but we're all family focused for sure.
There you go.
All right, we have Victoria from Mrs. Mime 100. Victoria, I got to say, I probably fell down the rabbit hole of your videos the hardest, because I get genuinely excited to see you get so excited when you catch something. Like yes. I was cracking up. So let's hear about you. Tell us, where you're from and what the channel's all about.
Totally. So I am born in New York, raised in East Brunswick, New Jersey. Moved back to New York, and now I'm up in the Bronx. I've been playing Pokemon since I was probably, I don't know, like 10 years old or so. The name Mrs. Mime 100 actually comes from that time. For
great.
some odd reason, I decided Mr. Mime was my favorite Pokemon ever, and I had to pick my username, and that was it. So I started my YouTube channel probably late last year. I think it was after I met James, actually, Pokemon Go NYC, who's also going to be at this event. Yeah, and he was just having so much fun. I was like, this seems like something I'd like to do too. So I kind of just jumped in, and I also love to travel a lot too. So a lot of my videos are also, traveling and playing Pokemon and, collaborating with some locals. It's pretty cool.
That's awesome. Yeah. So you get the best of both worlds when it comes to the Jersey-New York relationship. So
Totally.
And growing up in Elizabeth, New Jersey, I'm right by the bridge, and I can take the GW. I could jump through the Holland Tunnel in 20 minutes, from where I lived. So I was the same way. I was the straight, typical bridge and tunnel crew, like back in the day, Melissa and I, well, mostly Melissa, I just took advantage of the situation, but we used to have a guest list at the tunnel in New York City. So we spent most of our weekends raging in the city growing up. So it's but we got to go home to Jersey at the end of the night. It was perfect. All right, and we also have Will Rock from the Will Rock Network on. Will, what's going on, man? You are recording live and direct from Bryant Park, New York City. That's fantastic.
Yes, I am. I'm sitting in Bryant Park as we speak right now. Yes, I am. How you guys doing?
Good, man. So tell me about your channel. Tell me about what you do, and you do more streaming, correct?
I started I'm doing more streaming now for the moment, but because I have some technical difficulties with my editing, and my laptop is at the shop at the moment, so I can't do any blogging right now. But I'm gonna pick it up I think tomorrow, so I should be able to start blogging again. So right now I'm just streaming, but I do both.
Have you ever played in Jersey, or is this the Community Day event going to be one of your first journeys over the bridge?
No, I'm actually. Let me just go back a little bit. I literally just moved from my country. I started doing my Pokemon Go videos from Puerto Rico. That's where I'm from Ponce, Puerto Rico. And I moved here in January. I was living with my dad in Hoboken, so I did play a little bit, but I actually didn't blog anything or record anything or live stream from there. I started coming to the city because I found out coming to the city better to do raids and to do more gameplay is better. At least, when it comes to raids. So I come to the city a lot. Then the group with Pandaman, McMime, and the rest invited me to a community day back in January, and the rest is history.
That's awesome.
I've been coming here ever since.
Melissa and I, man, we were always city folk, and it's like, Melissa, why don't we play in the freaking city more? What's up with that?
Because we're poor.
I'm just in the woods.
Because we can't afford to go less than 20 minutes from our house to play.
Oh my god, that is the most pathetic excuse I've ever heard in my entire life. All right, and then finally we have Teddy and Kim Burr on the show. The Burrs are on the show. How the hell are you guys?
What is good, guys? Of course, Teddy Burr here. I got to do the intro.
And Kim Burr here, guys.
Everything is freaking amazing. I mean, it was just an honor to get onto you guys' show. I didn't even know about it. I seen the message last minute. I was like, okay, let's scramble. Let's get ready. We figured everything out, and now we're on here hanging out with you guys.
Oh, yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, listen, this is just for everyone's little backstory here. This is a lot of our first times on Google Hangouts. So it's always fun figuring shit out live fire style. It's great.
Yes, we're definitely noobs to this one, but we got it done. We got to figure it out. Thank God.
So tell me about the channel. When did it start? How do you guys, what's your style? Where are you from?
Okay, so we actually, the channel started out with Teddy back in February of 2017. And he was doing a lot of live streams every now and then by himself. And then I would join him. And then lo and behold, we really liked doing it together as a married couple and being able to bond and play Pokemon and kind of compete with each other in our own little way.
Oh, yeah. A little bit more than a little bit.
Yeah. And it basically took off from there. And then we got to meet so many amazing people. And this game alone, because we're actually from Brooklyn, New York. With this game, we have met so many different people from so many different walks of life from all around the world. It's absolutely amazing.
Yes, it is. I would not give it up for the world.
No.
Wouldn't.
Right?
So,
I love this game.
I gotta ask, just because being involved with content creation with my spouse, we fight all freaking day about Pokemon Go.
Like all the time.
So,
Oh yes.
Oh, it
Okay.
happens on a daily basis, dude. All the time.
Yeah.
And sometimes we'll be live in the car, and then something was said, and I hit the mute button, and we go back and forth, and then we get our heads straight again. I'm like, hey guys, sorry about that. Somebody almost hit us or hit our mirror off or something like that.
Oh, that's so awesome.
It always happens, especially when a new shiny comes out.
Oh boy.
If the other person gets it before the other, it's terror.
It's chaos.
I can't even tell you how much I relate to that and how much I rage.
It's
I'm in
horrible.
the car when that happens.
Absolutely.
Oh man, it's
Melissa
the worst.
she has like the tightest lips. She's just like, "Rrr." She gets so pissed. She's
No,
like,
the worst is because we play with our son, and Josh will not even really want to play at all. And then he'll turn the game on for a second and catch a shiny. And I'll just be like sitting in the front seat, like, you little. Just so angry. Like, and I'm like, oh, I love you, honey. I'm so happy for you. And in front, I'm like,
yeah, she's
like,
like
where's mine?
digging her nails into my leg. Like, I'm sorry. It's like, I think, was it Bulbasaur? I think it was like 57 minutes into the first, into that community day before she got her first shiny. And it was like, that was like the most stressful hour.
I was ready to break my phone in half.
I understand that. When we went to the first community day, that was the first time we did a YouTube meetup with all the New York City and New Jersey YouTubers.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody was getting shinies left and right. I didn't have a shiny period at that point at all. And I got my first shiny Pikachu the last 45 minutes of the event.
Oh my god! Oh
I
my
was
god, that's
almost in
brutal.
tears.
That's brutal. Yeah, I would have been in tears with you.
Oh, it was
I would
the
have been
worst. But
standing
I
there right there
luckily got
crying with you.
But now the tables have turned. I used to go out like each community day and get like 8 or 9, 10. Now Kim's rocking 10, 11, 7. I'm getting one of each at the most because you need one of each for each evolve. Kim's like, oh, I
Yeah,
got
you need
10, I got 11. And I'm like, you son of wait till you sleep. Now I'm sending them to myself.
Oh shit, you could trade now.
Yeah.
Where'd they go? It's like you could only trade them once. Sorry.
There you go.
That's right.
Oh, that's awesome. So it's really great to have everybody on, and you guys all seem like freaking awesome people. So I'm very excited.
I'm excited to meet everyone.
to meet everybody because I think we're gonna have a lot of fun. So I'm looking at the original flyer that came out for the Saddlebrook event, and is that the actual park lit up like that, like with the big lake and all the stops going all the way around the lake?
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
hell yeah! So this is gonna be awesome.
We actually, one of our videos was, I think it was the Bulbasaur event. If you want to go and watch that video, you can get a little preview of it. Panda Man was there as well, so he's got a video too. But it's just a giant lake, and there's benches all around the lake, and every bench is a memorial.
Got it.
PokeStop. They're all lured up, obviously.
Yeah.
And you just walk in a loop and spin, 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 spin.
That's fantastic.
They're so dope.
Unlike Central Park, but it's, you're going to get your shiny for sure. And it's also a water spawn. So
Nice.
it should be
Perfect.
It's a Magikarp.
Perfect.
No, it's so also on the flyer, like you said, Panda Man, who didn't have availability to come. This all came together within about 48 hours. So this was all very, very fast. So Panda Man couldn't make it on. Omnisec couldn't make it on. Alan Jordan is also another YouTuber that couldn't make it. And then James from Pogo NYC, he had a last minute obligation. So, there are going to be a whole slew of content creators at this event. And of course, I'll link to it in the description. So if anyone's in the New York, New Jersey, it's probably only an hour or two from, the Pennsylvania border. So, I mean, come far and wide. This is going to be a kick-ass event for sure.
Yeah, totally.
Oh,
So-
absolutely.
I'm really looking forward to it.
Yeah.
Because, in Central Park, it's great. It's a huge park. There's a lot of spawns. But they are kind of, like, the Pokestops are separated. I mean, we always come prepared with plenty of Pokeballs and berries and pin-apps and all that good stuff. Like, I will not start Community Day without having at least 150 pin-apps. Because you go through them like crazy. Plus, you need the candy back for the evolves. I mean, the last one I evolved, what was it, 7 Tyranitar's?
No, 9.
It was 9 Tyranitar's with with the exclusive moveset. And it's sad that they nerfed him because I was so amped because they were talking so highly of him. But they nerfed him. He's still good.
He's still
They
good.
nerfed
He's
him
still
just
good.
a little bit. Yeah.
You know, in a week.
No, I'm looking at that image of the lake, and like the stops are overlapping with the lures. So whenever there's overlapping, luring of Pokestops going on, that's the official namesake of the show. We're gonna have that shit lured up. It's gonna be awesome.
Hell yeah.
Awesome. So whenever I have guests on, and I've had people from different communities, different areas of the country, podcasters, all different types of content creators. So I usually like to stick in some questions here. I want to put you guys on the spot a little bit, and I want to talk about some stuff in the community that's going on right now that is it's contradictory to everything that's going on here. All this positivity, all this good vibes, everybody's working together. It's so fantastic. And then you go to somewhere like good old Twitter or something like that, and there's just so much negativity and so much real just venom and just bullshit spewing out of Twitter right now. It's like, when did it kind of happen all at once where everyone in this community between you guys were like, hey, let's work together. Like, let's do this together and kind of have this vibe, because this isn't something that I've seen typically happen in a content creation scene. There seems to always be some kind of divisiveness with people, but it seems like here, everyone is just so on board with working together. It's a breath of fresh air for sure. because it's just not something typically that I'm used to seeing, because I live in the online world, and now experiencing that bridge between the online world to a physical space. And I think before we recorded, Yucky Ducky, you were saying like it's all about the in-person meetup. Like this is the difference between this is what makes what we have here real, and that's what I'm so gassed up about, because I can already get the vibe from you guys that this is a legit thing. Like this is a real community you guys have here. It's so awesome. Kudos to all you guys.
Yeah, I wish I could do it.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Like, I know you guys are talking about like the drama in the background and stuff like that. Some of the stuff I've seen on Twitter, I go on Twitter once in a while, check my notifications. Kim's more of the social butterfly. But the things that I see on there, sometimes I think it is to generate some more views. Some of it. Oh, yeah. Some of it's to generate some more views. Because you know what? Drama always brings attention. No matter what it is, it always brings attention. Some of it is personal. Me growing up in old school 90s and stuff like that, every problem that we ever had, we settled it face to face. Nowadays, we have a screen that blocks us. So you can say what you want with no percussion.
Right, no accountability, right.
Right. What do you think, Kim?
Well, I honestly think too is that the generation that's coming up behind us, they don't really have social skills like some of us do. A lot of us, there's very few kids these days. Like I can give you an example, like Kira from Yucky Ducky Kids. She is so sweet, and she's not like the typical kids that you would meet for instance, in Brooklyn. Like they don't really talk to you. They just sit on their phone and they text. But when you're playing Pokemon Go, for instance, out in the world, you actually have to interact and work with people and work together to take down a raid boss, for instance, and then you get these people talking and stuff. When you don't have that and you got kids behind a computer constantly, we call them keyboard warriors,
Or thumb thugs, that's what I said.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, and that's the thing. And you won't necessarily see that in person. They're either not going to show up, or they're going to show up and they're still going to hide behind a phone or something.
That's right.
No, it really is an epiphany. When you get to a point where you're like, look, this is just why be shitty? Why be a dick? Right?
Totally.
Well, if I can jump in and say about Community Day, like Niantic, so many people have bad things to say about Niantic, but Community Day was probably one of the best things that ever happened in the last couple years.
Absolutely.
It brings people together, and for what? You're all working together to catch the same thing. So everyone's rooting for each other to get their shiny, and then when you get a shiny, let's get another one. And there's no competition.
Yeah, it's like you see one of your friends and you're like, how many shinies you get? You get a shiny yet? You get a shiny yet?
It's just genuine excitement.
PvP is going to ruin the game.
It's going to create the competition.
It's still pending.
So Community Day is so much fun, and I think it's really what I love. What I've loved about the game since we started our channel.
Definitely one of the best updates. I mean, like, it brought me out. I went to the first Community Day. It was POKéTUBER. I didn't catch a shiny, but I still had an amazing time. I loved, like, the city.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. Pokemon Go is what you make of it, and you can kind of experience it. So, like, I'm a analytical nerd when it comes to the stats and breakpoints and all that shit that, like, Melissa makes fun of me when she sees me, like, color coding my spreadsheets and stuff, so it's like, but to her, like, it's what I am so passionate about with the game. She could give a shit about, she couldldn't care less.
So, I just want to catch them all. I just want to make sure I have all the ones that I think are super cute. And, like, if they've got good IVs or good power, whatever, then that makes me extra happy. But if not, then whatever. I just want them because they're so cute, and I just love hanging out and catching them because they're just so fun. And, like, when you see them in the wild, you're like, oh my god, yes, look at this. This is awesome.
Yeah, and I spend all my Stardust on, like, the few 100% that I have, and I, like, max out a Venomoth. And when somebody on our Discord's like, "Why would you waste your Stardust?" It's just how I play the game.
Like, don't judge me.
And I think that's, like, the best part about the game too, is that the people that I run into, everyone has their, like, different play styles. So, like, one of my friends, like, a teacher that I never knew before this game, he's, like, known as the Shiny King around our neighborhood. Like, he'll play to get shinies. That's, like, his goal. Me, I have, like, the highest experience, I would say, out of our player base, like, around this area. So I'm the guy with the most XP or the highest level. And there's a bunch of people that, like, kind of target their gameplay around what they like about the game rather than, like, get competitive about it. And everyone, again, just does support each other. And I think that's the coolest thing about this group of YouTubers right here is that, like, we kind of came together. And I'm an exception. I kind of got lucky because I met Holly and became friends with Pokemon Master Holly first. And then she kind of just threw me into the mix. And I got to meet all these wonderful people and do this Community Day stuff all the time. But I think everyone else gravitated towards everyone else here because they are all good people and everyone is just so positive. And I think positivity attracts positivity. So,
that's right.
I think there's a great group of people. And if you do go to the event, you'll see this great group of people doing a lot of cool stuff together. And it's really nice to see. Like, I know I'm part of it, but at the same time, sometimes I like to, like, sit back and just watch everyone do their thing too, because it's really a really cool sight.
That's awesome. You guys will form like Voltron, and you'd be like this.
Yeah.
All right, so now I want to do a little. This is what I said. I want to put you on the spot a little bit. I want to go around the room. I'll call you out by name. I want you to give me the one thing that you want in Pokemon Go that's not in Pokemon Go, and it can't be a cop out. You can't just say PvP. I want to hear some real stuff. I want to know if things like special defense, physical defense matter to you. Does 4 moves matter to you? Things like that. Kind of what do you think is missing from the game, and where do you think that what kind of update would you like to see in the game happen to kind of make the game better for you personally? As not necessarily the masses, because I know what I want isn't necessarily what the 65 million people want. But what do you guys think? I want to hear what you think is missing in the game and what could be this kind of spitballing and generating ideas like this. I think is a really fun exercise because you end up hearing these things and it's like you get enough momentum and who knows, you might be able to influence the game. Now, so wait, you know what? Let me go on a tangent here. You guys think we're getting freaking Squirtle Squad for Community Day?
Absolutely,
I hope
100%.
so. Oh gosh, yes.
Yeah, but how do they differentiate? Like,
I don't know.
We have shiny. People are going to get mad if we don't get shiny, and then people are going to get mad if all the Squirtles have sunglasses and they can't mass transfer them all.
Dude, you know better than anyone. No matter what, people are going to be angry. So it's like let's cut the angry people out. Like let's cut the angry people out. And it's like back in March, we did. We were kind of campaigning for Squirtle Squad, and Adam had put a tweet. He was like, "Yo, Niantic," he put a GIF of like, Squirtle putting the sunglasses on. Like, you guys got to make this a thing, So we kind of we're kicking that idea around for a while. And then one of the other podcasts Pokemon Go radio, they were like, yo, we need everyone go Squirtle Squad hashtag, get this out there. And then Niantic puts this tweet out, which could be the ultimate troll tweet,
They better not be
True.
trolling.
Oh my God.
That
That's a troll.
They better not.
But if they actually do the two different styles of sunglasses, like I don't know how far they're going to go with this, if they're even going to do it. But this may be the greatest freaking thing ever. All right, let me get back on track. All right, so let's go backwards here. So the Burrs, let's hear it. What do you think is missing from the game, and how do you think this game could improve, and where would you like to see it go?
All right. Well, one thing that just comes to mind, because it just happened to me like last week, there's a dude that lives about 4 blocks from my house, and he has 6 accounts, and all 6 of his accounts are in the gym. They actually say anytime you go to his gym, it's his gym.
He has a flag outside of his gym, guys.
No.
So, yes,
we're going to be playing capture the flag.
Yeah, we're going to be playing capture the flag. We're going to take the flag and put a Valor flag there. All fun and games, you know what I mean? But, I mean, this dude, give other people a shot. One time, I was down by his house, and I literally sat there for 2.5 hours by myself because Kimber was sleeping, and I was taking him all out for 2 hours straight. He must have went through about 130 golden berries. And when I get started, you can't get me stopped. And you know what it is? And by the time, all right, so I'll knock one out. And then as soon as it gets knocked out and you think, okay, I'm making some progression here, he'll just add another one right back in. So by the time I was done, there was a brand new freaking team. So, I mean, that they need to work on. And 2, it doesn't make sense when you're battling a Pidgey with a Machamp and you got to knock down the Pidgey 3 times. I mean, that's minute, but they could work on the gym system a little bit, I think.
A little bit.
So I think that's a great point, and they're definitely going to have to do something. I mean, if PvP does come in down the road, I'm sure it'll have implications on the gym system.
I agree. I mean, I think because people in my chat have sent out because they have 3 or 4 accounts, and they're like, "Hey, here, add all my accounts," and I'm like, I'm not even going to add you or any of those accounts because I only have 32 friends, and I'm comfortable with that.
I wish.
No, we're very strict when it comes to standing by the terms of service and all that stuff. And you touch on a great point with multi-accounting, and that's definitely a touchy subject for a lot of people because people have alts, and not that they necessarily want to do anything malicious with it. They're not scraping data, they're not scraping gyms out and pumping up their stuff, not doing what this guy down the street from you is doing. So there's really, and they're spending money on both accounts. So it's like, man, it's an exceptionally tough situation, but these are ultimately the topics that we like to discuss on this show, because this is the stuff that it affects a lot of people, and it can affect you personally, or you could give a shit, So it's interesting that this guy who's multi-accounting, what bothers you about him isn't the fact necessarily that he's multi-accounting, but the fact that he's using this to kind of hold these gyms down and just kind of create this monopoly. That's pretty wild. That sucks.
Yeah, because we have two. Yeah. We have 2 people in our area. One has 3 accounts that are all blue, and then the other person has 3 accounts, but they're one of each color, and they help out wherever they can. They'll separate for Mewtwo raids and all that stuff. So they really actually help versus hinder the game.
Yeah, see, that's that gray area. That's tough, but that's a good one.
In between mark.
Yeah. And one more thing too. One time I actually took down the gym, right? And Kimber and I took down the gym. And what happened was he jumped on another account,
which was red.
He jumped on a red account. He's yellow. He jumped on a Valor account, and he buried us to the max where we couldn't revive ourselves. So he just took us right up, went on the Valor, went back on Instinct, and just took us right out. We couldn't even golden berry ourselves.
Wow.
Because you had your berry capacity. Wow.
That is insane.
Damn.
So now it's personal.
That's why
Yo, you got to film this.
Oh, we will.
Oh, we will. We're getting it. Don't worry.
And if he's in any raids, just don't play with him. Private grouping.
Exactly.
I don't think I've seen him out of his house except once for the first Mewtwo raid when they were doing the beta testing.
Yep.
That was the only time I've seen him out of his house.
Wow. Wow. Oh, so that's a good one. Will Rock, what about you, man? What do you think the game is lacking, and what would you like to see come to the game?
First of all, for me, I think they should increase the Pokemon, the ones you
yeah.
catch.
Oh yeah.
Because it's like, I mean, like you like literally running out of space, and you have to keep going back and deleting. They should just add more space for that. Because every time you got community, I gotta be going through my entire inventory to see what's good and what's not, and just get rid of it.
No, well, I could tell from experience that hitting that 1,500 cap, and then you kind of delete a couple Pokemon, and then before you know it, you're deleting more, and it's just like, oh, I'm not checking IVs, I'm not doing this right. It messes with the whole process.
Exactly. I gotta be checking. Exactly. I gotta get on the PokeGenie and check to see if they're good or not. I don't want to raise a handle by mistake.
That'll be my luck. I'll get that 100% Pidgey that I'm like trying to get so bad, and it's like that'll be the one that I delete just because I'm trying to make room.
Oh my god!
That's the worst. That's a good one.
I think also they should do all those Pokemon that are bad IVs. They should have some kind of like a training system so they can actually work them up.
Yes, that would be cool. Mm-hmm. Well, especially with trading and the IVs getting re-rolled, like. It may add value to the trading system because, you might get a very subpar legendary when I trade it to you, but hey, you have a process to train it up.
Exactly.
And that could be tied back to the Ace Trainer medal that can give you options to play inside your house where you don't necessarily have to be mobile. That adds a lot of different dynamic to the game too. So nice. Good call on that.
I mean, I traded my mom today a couple whoopers trying to get 100% whooper. It didn't work, but she got like a high 90s Beldum.
Oh, that's good.
About that.
Hey.
All right, Victoria, what about you? Mrs. Mime, what do you think the game could benefit from?
Good question. I would say in a lot of cases, especially if you're a rural player and you don't get to the raid immediately when it hatches, or you're not in a Discord or whatever and like coordinating with people, you waste your raid pass and then you never get that back. Yeah. And I think there should be some sort of option to be like, listen, I didn't actually get to battle. Can I just have my pass back? I don't know. Yeah, I feel like that's a lot of the cases of, like I said, rural players, and even surprisingly like Upper Manhattan sometimes. Like I try to jump in on these raids that I'm like, oh yeah, there's definitely gonna be people here, and then like 40 minutes go by and I'm like, well, that was
like a past forgiveness.
Yeah. Yes, exactly.
Well, you would kind of put your pass into this pending status, and then it would really finally cash out once the raid actually begins.
Exactly, right? Totally. Yeah.
Well, that happened to me the other day. I was in a populated area, and I was like, "There's got to be people playing here. Let me, I was at the zoo, so I'm like, there's got to be people playing." So I said, let me just jump in so at least someone sees me in the lobby.
Exactly.
So maybe, and then that was the situation where I'm like, oh shit, I'm just going to end up, timing out here.
Yeah.
And I was like, let me jump out. Let me jump back in, get another, 2 minutes. And so I had to burn the pass.
Yeah, exactly. Happened to me so many times.
Nice. That's a good one too. That's a little outside the box. So nice. And Matt, what about you? What do you think?
I don't want to sound, unoriginal, but I do feel really strongly about the battle system just being reworked overall. I think that, I don't know, I have it's not an issue. I don't mind when people do it because there are advantages to being at a raid and just tapping your phone without looking at it and not paying attention to what you're doing so you can talk to people and, I guess, get social. So I do like that aspect, but I wish that you had to, pay a little bit more attention to the game, that there was a little bit more to it during those battles that made it a little bit more interesting to where you wanted to actually look at your phone to play the game.
Hey man, how many times have you seen it where everyone's standing around raiding and they could be being very social and talking to each other, but their phone is just at their side and they're just tapping with their thumb, not even paying attention. I don't dodge. Melissa dodges. I don't, I don't even remember the last time I was dodging. So it's just
I dodged to give it some excitement because I hate just the tapping part of it. I really do.
I agree. That's me.
I agree.
Because some people are like that, My girlfriend personally, you don't even know that she's tapping the screen. She's moving her fingers so little sometimes.
Are you even playing?
That's how she likes to play, and I appreciate that. But I guess I just wish that for the people that were more game oriented and wanted a little bit more to do, that you did have to maybe look down once in a while to be like, oh, I could do this, or now you just tap on that button where your special move will hit and all this other stuff, and it's just a little too easy, in my opinion. That's all.
Nice. And what about 4 moves? Do you think that the game could improve with 4 moves if they're going to redo the battle system?
Definitely. I definitely think so. I mean, even if they kept the bars and made the moves, worth different bars and all this stuff, like it still gives you options and you still get to pick different things. And that's a good start, definitely.
Well, it's interesting that with Let's Go coming out, where if you were to import a Pokemon from Pokemon Go into Let's Go and then catch it in Let's Go and bring it into the battle system, it has 4 moves assigned. So it's going to have the 2 moves that it had in Go, and then it auto assigns 2 new moves based on the move pool from the main core line games. So it's the connection is there. You know what I mean? So it's like I think the game could benefit greatly from a 4 move system. I really do.
Yeah, and I think they're working on it. I just think they need some more time. They're going to put out a couple more updates here and there to like bide their time. I think they're working on it though. You know they are. They confirmed it, but
yeah, we had Dr. Pogo on the show a couple weeks ago. He was the guy that was in the plane with John Henke, who when John Henke spilled the beans on all that stuff. And I was kind of asking him like, what about the battle system? Like, did he say anything like that? And obviously, John Henke, man, this dude's nuts. He's CEO. He's not going to know the baseline core necessarily, the word on the street per se. So, and from what it sounded like, all this stuff is still exceptionally wide open. Like he said that even turn-based isn't off the table. So when it comes to PvP, so it's going to be very interesting to see how this plans out, how this rolls out, because they're definitely got to do something and make it a little bit more engaging. But here, Jason, what do you guys think?
All right, well, so I'm not going to touch the rural issue because we're rural. But I think the friending thing really helped rural players a lot by gifting and friending. I'm opening a lot of Pokeballs and stuff, which fills up my bag, which is perfect. So I'm not going to touch that issue, but I think they need to get the events right. We saw what just happened in Germany. Pokemon Go Fest is in a couple of weeks because it seems like there are few and far, but few events that are actually big staple events, and they just have to get those right, and they have to have more of them in different places. Community Day is great, and I think it's one of the best things about the game, and I think they should build upon those events and make them sort of more social and available in more places. New York hasn't got an event ever, right?
That's right, never.
Right? Why is that? Why do they have to have these giant events? Why can't they have smaller events? Like Philly Free Streets was awesome, right?
Yeah,
even though there were no spawns that were unique, which is ridiculous. But they should have more events like that, and maybe throw a few unknowns in, or a regional or something like what they're doing in the Safari Zone. I don't see why they can't throw a few more events like that.
I really dig the Safari Zone kind of format where it's, there's no admission. It's very much like Philly Free Streets where it's just like, hey, just congregate to this area, but then they actually have the, the check-in and you have specific spawns and all that good stuff, but then they spread it over the course of the city. Like, I'm from, I live, grew up 10 minutes from Newark Airport. I'm only an hour and a half from Philly. You know what I mean? It's like, going to Philly Free Streets, I saw more architecture and more buildings and more. I learned so much shit. And I'm like, this is exactly what makes this game so freaking awesome when it comes to traveling, because we got so mad. I got mad at myself because I'm like, this is all an hour and a half away. And I never got off my ass and came. And then it's like, what ended up happening after we went to Philly Free Streets a couple months later, we met up with Holly and them and we did a raid train through Philly. And then from that raid train, Melissa got her EX pass for her first Mewtwo at Love Park. So it was like, now we're going back to Philly. So it was like, we hadn't been to Philly in years and years and years and years. And then all of a sudden we're in Philly 3 times over, a 2 or 3 month period. It was like, that's freaking awesome. That's exactly what it's all about.
Yeah. Why? I mean, they just have these Safari Zone events in 3 or 4 places in the world.
I picture some guy at Niantic right now going, double the amount of cell coverage, double it, triple it. Oh man, it's. I could not believe when I started hearing the early reports coming out of Dortmund, I was like, no, this can't happen.
Yeah.
You hear it and you're like, how can they not be prepared? And what made me think was because there's no ticket buying process. They don't know how many people are going to go because they're not registering. It's just an open air event. So it's not like GoFest where they say, all right, we sold, 25,000 tickets. We know exactly how many people are going to be here. Let's say they all come +1 and they have all these other people. They can kind of quantify how much coverage they're going to need. But these Safari Zones, Yokohama last year, I mean, they had 5 million trainers go through over that week. And it's like, and that went well. And that's a coastal area. So it's like, it really, it is interesting. But I would think the smaller events, more like Philly Free Streets would be awesome. And, you know, for rural players too, it's like, do these events kind of scattered through the country. So that way, you know, you don't have to fly. You maybe have to drive a couple hours or something like that.
Right,
but, you know,
right.
do these smaller events. I think that's a great idea too. And, all right. So guys, we're going to wrap it up. I want to thank you so much for coming on the show. And really what I wanted to do here today was kind of let our community kind of get to know you as people, because that's pretty much what sells me when I'm going to invest time consuming content on YouTube or in any other format like that. I really have to care about the creator. And what you guys have definitely demonstrated to me here is that you're all absolutely worthy of our time to watch this content, because you guys are awesome. You know, that you're positive people. You've got a fantastic perspective on the game. Your heads are all in the right place, and you guys all work together. So it's really awesome. And I want to thank you guys so much for coming on. I cannot wait until the Saddlebrook event. I'm looking forward to meeting everyone in person.
Absolutely.
All right, guys. So
thank you guys for having us on, man.
Yes.
It was
Thank you.
It was a pleasure, guys, for real.
Hell yeah. Hopefully we'll definitely cross paths again in the real world. And, you know, I'm sure at some point we'd love to have you guys back on the show again.
Yeah,
But,
is everybody going to GoFest?
Yeah, I am.
Yeah, we successfully got tickets.
Yeah, I'll be there.
I'll be there sitting outside the gate. I'm going.
Maybe you could.
I would have missed it.
You could go with Melissa then, because Melissa's
I'm
not
not
coming
going.
either. I know.
I'm staying home. Wah, wah.
I'll be with you. Don't worry. That's all right.
You guys should go play in Central Park or something.
You're right. We're all having a fest.
Yeah, exactly. We're going to probably meet up with a bunch of people that day and have our own little fest.
You go take out that asshole's gym down the street.
Ooh, I'm totally down to do that.
Roll down there with 20 people and just annihilate them.
All right, guys. Thank you so much. It's awesome. I'm so happy that we actually pulled this off. And all the links to everybody's channel will be in the descriptions. Give them a sub. Give them a thumbs up. Smash that like button. All that cheesy shit.
No, you're supposed to press it gently.
Press it gently. Tap it gently.
That's our thing. We say press that subscribe button very gently. And get this, guys, for an audio podcast, we just hit 100 subscribers on YouTube.
Hey, congratulations, guys. That's so awesome.
I think I made it 100.
Yes. Will rock. Killed it. All right, awesome. Thank you guys so much. And let's get back to the rest of the show, but we'll see everyone out in the real world. And hey, look out for everyone's footage for the from the Saddlebrook event. I'm going to make sure I stick my head in front of some of these cameras. So we'll see you guys then.
Definitely.
All right, guys.
All right, later.
Bye, guys.
See you guys. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Later.
And we are back. that was quick, but yeah,
That was the fastest.
it's the power of editing. No, but I hope you guys enjoyed that. And as you can see, everyone's nice, right? Really cool people. So make sure you check them out and subscribe, like, follow, do all that good stuff. Connect with them on social. They're good peeps. But that's pretty much going to wrap up today's show. Thank you so much for checking us out. Check out Gotta Watch 'Em All for everything that we do. Send us an email, info@luredup.com. We want to hear from you. We'd love to get some different topics going that maybe we don't think about, kind of like the topic that we had about managing work and life and family from Thunderspark last week. That was such a great topic. So we want to talk more about that kind of stuff that you want to hear about. So let us know, info@luredup.com. Leave us a review in iTunes. We would greatly appreciate it. Check out our Patreon, patreon.com/gottawatchemall. Adam, Melissa, you guys got anything else?
Catch them Snorlaxes.
Yeah.
Get ready for Squirtle Squad.
Yeah, dude, I hope it happens. It's going to be so awesome if it does.
I hope
but
so too.
If anyone catches a good Snorlax, make sure you tag Melissa on Twitter or tag us so I can show her and rub it in her face.
Yeah, I won't even hate on you because Snorlax is like just so awesome that I'll just be happy for you.
I actually want to give an extra special shout out to JerZ-Jay, because the inventor of the shitter shiny, where his shitter was a hotspot and he's caught all these shiny Pokemon there. So I'm out on my luck because I'm tired. I'm working a lot. I'm doing all this stuff. I really didn't have a chance to play. You know, I didn't have a shiny at the time. I was just like, let me just go relax and sit down in the bathroom. I turn on the game. Bam! Shitter shiny Roselia. I immediately sent him a picture. I was like, oh my god, a real shitter shiny. And then, a couple hours later, a picture pops up in the Discord. Jay caught a shitter shiny Roselia too. I was like, that is so freaking awesome. So, on that note, everyone, go catch them all. Go take a shit, catch a shiny. We'll see everybody next week. See ya.